I've often heard you talk about the green line, the power of emotions as part of this program. What sort of things do we need to be aware of here?
Yeah, well, let's consider two liquids. I drive a car that takes petrol, and because of the type of car it is, I stop at a lot of petrol stations, and I often have a glance across the forecourt when I'm filling the car up with fuel, and I've yet to see anybody who looks excited or delighted about the fact that they're spending whatever it might be, £1.20, £1.25 on a litre of fuel. Now, by contrast, if I go to a restaurant, if I'm in a bar, I'll see people enjoying a bottle of wine, and a bottle of red wine which easily could be £20 a litre, sometimes more, sometimes a bit less. And that strikes me as curious, because people don't seem to be overly enamoured by the fact that they're spending £1.20, whatever it might be, on a litre of fuel. But by contrast, they're quite happy and content and big smiles on their face as they consume a £20 a litre bottle of wine. Now, why would it be that they're happy to spend money at that level on something that ultimately is going to end up down the sewers, whilst the fuel at least gets them around, gets them from A to B, it has a use? And the distinction there is that we derive pleasure from the consumption of the wine more so than we do from the consumption of the fuel, even though there's that big price differential. And what's critical is the fact that that pleasure is an emotion, and the emotions are what drive behaviour. So the green line comes in at this point. And again, without getting into too much of the neuroscience that sits behind it, there are particular parts of the brain that are very active when we consume things from which we derive emotion. And from this, what we can say is that there are essentially three different emotions. So there's a negative, bad mood, somebody who's a bit grumpy. There's kind of neutral, where we're like, oh yeah, okay, might be a bit easygoing. And then there's people who are in a really positive frame of mind, who are in a really good mood, and whether that's naturally they're in a good mood, or it's because somebody's put them in a good mood. So if we think about these three mood states, we've got that not very good, the negative, we've got the neutral, and we've got the positive. We give those colours. Red line is the bad mood, the negative, blue line is neutral, and the green line is the positive state of mind. So when we talk about the psychology of consumer behaviour, and we talk about putting people on the green line, what we're really talking about is ensuring that our potential client is on the green line, they're in a positive state of mind before we get into the sales proper, if you like, before we start trying to sell to somebody. So we ensure that the customer or potential customer is on the green line by ensuring that they're in a positive state of mind. And we know that from all of the research and the work we've been doing with Dr. John Duggan, we know what a difference that makes in terms of causing people to want to buy more often, be more adventurous, that you'll be able to cross-sell and upsell more easily. The beautiful part is what happens from the buyer's point of view. So that potential customer who becomes a customer and eventually buys, they get rewarded. And one of the things that the human brain likes is if someone makes a decision to buy when they've been on the green line, it rewards them with dopamine. And our brain is geared up, very strong dopamine receptors. We respond well to even the notion that dopamine might get released. So when it does, everybody's happy.